What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here tonight with the review for The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 3. This is episode 14, and the episode is titled Tossing Salads and Spilling Tea. So, you guys, before we get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not yet subscribed to the channel, then I just need you guys to do me that big favor and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell button, share this video, and with that out the way, without further ado, let's talk about this episode of Potomac, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode literally picks up where the last one left off with the salad tossing. Not to be confused with someone's salad getting tossed. So it's Candace and Mia going back and forth. Now, at one point, Candace and Mia both were over talking each other. So I was like, I don't really know what they're saying because they literally were screaming over each other, right? And I have an issue with the ladies in this episode, right? Because the ladies in this episode, they literally, you would think that Mia, actually, you don't think, in this episode, Mia has become the victim in this situation, right? Mia, which neither Mia nor Candace are victims, right? But the way that the ladies were talking, you would literally, you would be like, oh, Mia's the victim. So here's the thing with me. I had an issue with Mia in this first half of the episode. You know, it was interesting because Mia's talking about how proud of her mother she is, right? I'm like, have you said that? Had you said that this season that you were proud of your mother? Like, I don't remember hearing Mia say anything about being proud of her mom, but that's neither here nor there, right? So then we see Karen. She was talking to Mia. Then all the other ladies, you know, Karen, Wendy, Hey Arnold, Stewie, and Ascala came in there, right? Now, I will say one thing about Ascala. Ascala did defend Candace. You know, she was talking about the fact that you caught her video shoot low budget. So you saying that could have been, you know, something that she didn't necessarily want to hear, right? So Karen was talking to Mia, basically uplifting Mia. And, you know, Mia's, like I said, Mia's talking about how she was proud of her mom. She did reveal to Candace that her mom is a recovering drug addict, right? So Candace said she didn't know about it. And I'm inclined to believe Candace that she didn't know that Mia's mom was a drug addict, right? But she kept saying at one point she didn't care, right? So Chris came in, got Candace. Chris is outside talking to Candace, and he was giving Candace, you know, he was going in on Candace, right? So while he's going off on Candace, that's when Karen and the other ladies were talking to Mia. And the thing that I had an issue with is Mia is talking about, you know, if her mom relapses, that bitch gonna have to see me outside and stuff like that. And I'm like, so your mama gonna relapse because of the fact that Candace called her low budget, someone that she doesn't know? Like, let's not give it that much credit, right? If your mama relapses, the reason that she relapses is because of herself, right? She's an able-bodied adult. So if she relapses, that's on her, not on Candace. And then two, the thing Deja that I had with that was, if your mom, like, your mom, you think your mom is weak and would relapse because of Candace calling her low budget, but not about the fact that you have put her story on this show for the public to have their own opinions. Like, what? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. Please let me know if it makes sense to you guys. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna pause here and we're gonna move forward. All right, you guys. So next, let's talk about Mia. Mia, I'm gonna need you to get your husband. G is just doing a lot at this point, right? G, we all know G is drunk, but damn. So he was talking to Karen at one point, and then he stuck his tongue out of her. I'm like, ugh, keep your tongue in your mouth. Like, that was nasty, right? So then, here's the thing. They had at one point in the episode, I kind of tuned out, and it was this G part, because he was talking about, you know, they were talking about the fact that Candace told talking about that G picked Mia up off the street, right? He said, I didn't pick you up off the corner. Met you at the I will say one thing. They have the same story, right? Met her at the strip club. She was a waitress or a whatever she said she was, right? Then he said they had conversations, but they talked the entire time. I'm like, so a stripper gonna come up to you, just sit there and have a conversation with you? Right, G. So, Chris Bassett, he's in there cleaning up all the salad that was thrown, right? And Ashley, Hey Arnold Stewie, Ashley comes in, right? And he's talking to Ashley, telling her how motherhood looks good on her. He still follows her on social media. Chris was a lot nicer than I would be, just me personally. Chris was real nice to Ashley. I will say that. He was real nice to her. But she kind of seemed a little bit off-putting. So then we see them, not Mia, but Wendy told them to get ready for dinner. They have less than an hour to get ready for dinner, right? Dinner's at 7 o'clock. So we see everybody going to their rooms to get ready. We see Mia and G go to their room. They call the kids on FaceTime, talk to Mia's mother. And while they're doing that, G in the bed knocked out. I'm like, yeah, your old ass got drunk and couldn't handle that liquor, so now you taking a little siesta. I'm rolling my eyes because the green-eyed bandits finally arrived, right? Excuse me, y'all, didn't mean to burp your face. We all knew that the green-eyed bandits were coming, right? No shock there, no surprise, because Robin has that over-budget house that she got to pay for. Giselle has to pay for that. Saturn's rings has to pay for that tacky ass house that she has, right? So not surprised that they came. They came because this is their paycheck and they need to make their money. But let boy Robin tell it. Ashley, Hey Arnold Stewie guilted her into come. I'm like, girl, Hey Arnold Stewie did not guilt you into coming. Your production company and Andy Cohen, your boss, said, get your ass up, go to Chesapeake Shore and film with your cast. That's what happened. So before they got there, Hey Arnold Stewie informed Giselle about what happened between Mia and between Candace, right? So when she got there, that's when not Hey Arnold Stewie, but Candace went in the room where Boyd Robin and Saturn's rings was, and she told them, what happened between Mia and she and Mia, right? You guys know I like Candace, right? Actually, let's pause for just a second because I just thought about something, right? So this video might be a little bit longer than normal, but I just thought about something that I want to talk about. So Candace, right? She told what happened between she and Mia. Now Candace was wrong. And I'm not going to sit here and advocate for Candace. I'm not going to sit here and tell people you got to like Candace because you don't have to, right? Everybody's entitled to their opinions. Like I said last week, it's literally the colorism for me that's the issue. So, all this week on this Facebook group that I'm a part of, right? Everyone has been saying, oh my God, Candace needs to be fired from Potomac. Candace needs to be fired after this season. They don't need to have her back. So then I hit people with the rebuttal of, what has she done that's so bad that deserves to be fired, right? Oh, she said to Mia, yo mama. And I said, Mia doesn't know Candace doesn't know Mia's mom, so that's not a big deal, right? Like if somebody says something about my mom that they don't know her, I'm not gonna be offended. I'm not gonna be ready to, square up with you and fight you because you said something about my mama. Like, you don't know her and you're never going to know her, so I don't give a damn what you say. So then they say, her mouth is reckless. I'm like, and then one person I said, so what has she done that is any different from any past housewife, right? It's her mouth, her saying your mama. It's just they can come up with all kinds of reasons why. And I said, but Heavenly said your mama. So Heavenly is still on Married to Medicine, right? Hasn't been fired yet. She said so many times to Mariah, your mama. But then they're like, oh well, Mama Lucy got involved in that situation with Mariah and have well, technically no, she did not. Mama Lucy didn't get involved. Mama Lucy got involved with the shit with Mariah and Quad, right? So they were like, so one person was like, even with Mariah and Quad, because they said Candace had said, stuff that is damaging. I was like, but Mariah and Quad said damaging things to each other as well. Mariah went and got a whole fucking drug test because at the reunion, Quad said she was on drugs. Mariah said that Quad slept with her brother-in-law. Those are damaging things right there. Those are damaging, especially with Aiden being a physician and you're accusing him and his wife of doing drugs. Hey Arnold Stewie. She said that Monique was behind the wheel of a car drunk. If somebody had did a field sobriety test or wanted to go back and say, let's look at this, Monique has young kids. And then I was, people say Candace's mouth is lethal. I'm like, what has she done that's so different? And I realized that a lot of people haven't watched the Housewives, right? More specifically, these ladies, right? Teresa at New Jersey season 2 reunion. She pushed Andy on a couch trying to get to Danielle Staub. And then I asked people like, okay, Candace has a mouth on her. Her mouth is no different than the likes of Nene Leakes, Kenya Moore, Quad Webb, Mariah Huck. Who else can read? Who else can read on these Housewives shows? I mean, these shows in general, right? Candace is no different. Y'all give a pass to Hey Arnold Stewie, Boy Robin, and Giselle, Saturn's Rings. But y'all come hard on people like Wendy and Karen. I mean, not Wendy and Karen, but Wendy and Candace, right? Hell, even Karen. Y'all give Karen a pass. Like Karen has talked about Giselle's saggy. Karen has talked about Giselle's body numerous times. And y'all talk about the fact that Candace talks about people's bodies. Karen has done it. What's different about them? Besides the obvious of their skin, that they're lighter. Like, that's really the biggest thing. And people just don't want to say that it's colorism. But it 100% is colorism. And I just don't understand how people don't see that. It is. And I think people within this toxic ass fandom has some colorism issues. Just saying. Y'all can agree or disagree. But let me know what you think, right? I want you guys to tell me in the comment section, do you guys believe Candace should be fired? If she should be fired, why? Give me a good reason. But with that out the way, let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys, so back to the show. Now, I was talking about the green-eyed bandits there, right? Robin, why did you have to mention that you're so pissy and yet you're on your cycle and you shouldn't have come? Well, again, lady, we all know why you came. That paycheck. You can't take a pay cut. So on their way to dinner, Karen and Saturn's Rings are having a really good time with each other. Now everybody else on the bus lit like a goose, right? I don't think Hey Arnold Stewie was drunk. But they having fun. So Karen is telling them about G sticking his tongue out at her. Then they start talking about, she asked Giselle, do you know what tossing salads means? She says, yes, Karen, it means to get your booty hole ate, right? And it means to get your butt ate. When Karen found out about that, when they were talking about it in the room, she didn't know what it was. Because Hey Arnold Stewie was like, tossing salads has a different interpretation. You do know that, right? So she didn't know. So then Giselle says, well, do you know what teabagging is? She was like, no, what's teabagging? So Saturn's Ring said, what on a man resembles teabags? She said, his balls. She said, yes. And what do you do with a teabag? And she was like, oh my God. She said, to be clear, The only thing I do with it, only tea bag I do is with this one. She had a cup with a tea bag in it. So the bus ride was hella interesting, right? So Wendy was like, good vibes only, good vibes only. And Gordon was like, G-O-V, G-O-V. And she was like, yeah, good vibes only. And Chris was like, he didn't say good vibes. He didn't say G-V-O. He said G-O-V. And I mean, I don't know how you thought that was funny to say, what did she say? Good only vagina or something like that, right? So I forgot to mention something. Giselle and Robin, when they finally, Saturn's Rings and Boy Robin, when they finally made it right, they were asking Wendy about the bathroom situation. And Wendy was like, I don't know shit about the bathroom. I'm like, go, Wendy. And Wendy literally did not give a fuck about them or that bathroom. Girl, hobble your ass down them damn stairs. So let's move back to the bus. Gordon. Gordon was still lit. Because Gordon is talking about long dick to be had. I was like, sir, no. Why? So they go to dinner. Hey Arnold Stewie. She wants to play matchmaker with Giselle, right? Because there's a table, right? And it's just guys sitting there. So she's like, ooh, that guy, he looks good. So once again, I don't know why Boy Robin felt the need to inform us about her menstrual cycle, because she brought it up again. And I'm just like, lady, we get it. You're on your period. Nobody wants to be around you even when you're not on your period. Just saying. So, but why she feel the need to bring it up at the dinner table is my question. So, the table that the guys were sitting at, right? The waitress comes up to them and tells them, hey, those men at the table, they bought you ladies a shot. The funny thing is, there's a table full of ladies that's behind them, right? And I'm like, oh, they bought y'all some shots, but not their wives. And they were like, wait a minute, that's your wives? And everybody thought it was funny, right? Karen had to get her ass up and go and say, Raymond and I have been married for 25 years at this point. And I'm like, they don't even know who you and Raymond are, but y'all been married for 25 years. Congratulations. But she basically told them, go over there and buy your wives some shots. So at this point, Hey Arnold Stewie decides to insert herself in the conversation and ask Chris, did he want to try to break up the situation between Mia and Candace? And I'm just like, why would you even go there? That's irrelevant. You guys were having a good time. Why did you bring it up? I know why, to be messy. So Chris said, I did pull Candace to the side and I went off on her. And, Chris is just talking about the fact that how, him and Gordon, just because the ladies get into it with each other, the men can be cool with each other, right? The men don't get involved in a women's business, right? And Chris was like, he would like to be in that same space with the Hobbit and the Troll, right? The issue with the difference between you guys and the Hobbit and the Troll is he hops into the women's business all the time. Like, how many times has he gotten into it with Ray and Karen? Exactly. So, Hey Arnold Stewie wants to say that, well, your wife has said so many things about my husband. The whole world has said a lot of things about your husband. We talk shit about your husband. We don't like your husband. Keep your husband away. No one likes your husband. So then Ashley and Ken, Hey Arnold Stewie and Candace get into it. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I wasn't listening because it's Hey Arnold Stewie and she just annoys me. And then you're just sitting here defending a cretin, a creep, a sexual predator, a hobbit, a troll, like you're defending him. So when you defend that person, I tune you out, right? But Chris tried to calm Candace down and get Candace to like, come on, Candace, let's go. She was like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting right here. So Chris ended up leaving, and her and Hey Arnold Stewie, they kept going back and forth with each other. I'm like, Candace, let her sit over there and stew, right? Because then she brought up the situation with Mia and Candace, and she also brought up the situation between Candace and Monique. And Candace called Hey Arnold Stewie exactly what she is, a vindictive B word. She is vindictive. Like, you gave a statement for something that you had no involvement in, right? Like, you literally gave you gave a statement for something that you didn't even see, you weren't privy to. And that's my issue with her. You get involved in shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. But that's the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments in the comments section below. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified of when I drop anything else. Share the video, and until the next one, stay safe, take care of yourselves. Remember, wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.